Now, Jews across the country today are coming together to mark Hanukkah, and the UK police forces have said they are increasing their visibility amongst Jewish communities again as events celebrating the religious holiday get underway. Well, GB News national reporter Will Godley joins us now ahead of a vigil in Westminster. You're there for us, Will Godley, at Trafalgar Square, expecting a gathering tonight, of course, to commemorate Hanukkah and also to mark the tragedy that happened in Bondi. Tell us more.
Well, Martin, yeah, we've moved to outside Parliament here in Westminster, where this vigil is taking place this evening. But some breaking news to bring you now, because I'm joined by Gideon Falter, the Chief Executive of Campaign Against Antisemitism, and one of the organisers here who's just told me he's heard from the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, telling him they're trying to put a stop to this vigil. What have they said to you?
Yeah, we've had a slightly rocky start. We've just had people walking past us shouting Free Palestine at us. But the thing that's astonished me most is that officials from the Greater London Authority have turned up with clipboards telling us that we are not allowed to set up on Parliament Square at all, not even at the foot of Sir Winston Churchill's statue, which is what we had planned to do. Instead, it looks like the Met Police are being forced to close a road so that we can be moved off the square into the road for pretty obvious reasons, apart from just not blocking London traffic. For security reasons, we want to be on the square itself, but it seems to be that under Sadiq Khan's leadership, the Greater London Authority has given us its very own Hanukkah miracle and forced us off Parliament Square onto the road.
And in London, week after week, we've seen Palestine marches authorised by Sadiq Khan, but putting a stop to the vigil here tonight, organised by you, Campaign Against Antisemitism. How does that make you feel?
To be honest, it's pretty galling. You know, we've just seen the terrorist attack in Sydney. We've got the worst possible news to start Hanukkah with. And now we've got the Mayor of London, instead of showing solidarity, instead of City Hall coming out and just showing a bit of compassion, we've got officials with clipboards telling us apparently it's too dark. You couldn't make it up. Hanukkah, a festival about bringing light to the darkness. City Hall telling us that they don't want us to disturb their darkness here in Parliament Square.
And standing outside Parliament, outside where MPs will be inside, lawmakers, government will be inside, what's your message to them in terms of tackling anti-Semitism?
We've actually been hearing during the day from some members of Parliament and some members of the House of Lords who have been saying what we're saying, which is time has run out for politicians. Enough of thoughts and prayers, enough of telling us that we stand shoulder to shoulder. We don't need that. What we need is action. And the action is often simple. End the two-tier policing. Proscribe organisations like the Muslim Brotherhood. It's banned right across the Arab world, for some reason allowed to operate here in the UK. Same with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. You know, we have real clear demands, which are not just from the Jewish community. They're from politicians representing people right across Britain who are wondering, why is it that people who are extremists, who are radicals, who are even terrorists are able to operate so easily in the UK? And that endangers us all. The people who were turning their guns on Jews in Australia over the weekend could easily turn their guns on people here. And there's actually, you know, there are cases of this. There's a case which many people won't know about. A couple of people who were arrested, they deny all allegations, arrested with assault rifles and 200 rounds of ammunition here in the UK. They were allegedly waiting for another 700 rounds of ammunition before attacking the Jewish community here. Sydney could have been right here in the UK.
Well, Gideon Falter, Chief Executive, Campaign Against Antisemitism, thanks for joining us on GB News. Martin, to bring you that breaking news there from Gideon, who's told us the Mayor of London tries to put a stop to this vigil here in London tonight. It's still going to go ahead. We will reach out to Sadiq Khan for comment on that story, as many people here gathering this evening to pay tribute to those who died.
Well, Godley, that's an absolutely astonishing revelation there. Of course, we'll try and get a comment from Sadiq Khan's office. Thanks for joining us. Let's get back to the studio now for some reaction for the author, Harry Saul Markham. You were listening into that, sir. Your jaw just hit the desk there when you heard the allegation there from Gideon Falter. Sadiq Khan is attempting to cancel this vigil.
Few things manage to surprise me these days, particularly from our liberal elites. But I have to say, I am shocked and surprised the same elites come out when Jews are dead, insisting to their constituents that we should wrap our arms around Jews. Well, those elites have had their hands wrapped around our necks for the past, since October 7th and for years before that, and they have betrayed their Jews. And if this is true, if the Mayor of London, a leader who is known far and wide for his commitment to diversity and equality and for celebrating diversity and equality, if he is trying to put this event off, then he hasn't only betrayed the Jews of London, he has betrayed the very liberal principles which he purportedly champions.
Just to repeat there, we are trying to get a confirmation or a statement from the Mayor of London's office, from the Metropolitan Police, from anybody. We're trying to track those statements down there, but that's Gideon Falter. He's the director of the campaign against anti-Semitism and the organiser of this vigil tonight. We heard that from the horse's mouth there, as it were. It would seem like an astonishing thing to do on a day like today after the Bondi massacre yesterday.
It's worse than contemptible. It's, frankly, this is what has happened in the name of liberal tolerance. That liberals have nourished, aided and supported those who want to see Europe, Australia, and the world for that matter, Judenrein, free of Jews. And whereas you would think that liberals are the ones who would stand against this totalitarian tyranny, but they haven't. It's been liberals that have aided it. And I spoke at a synagogue on Saturday and I was asked, if you were to select a year of the Weimar period in which we are living, which year would you select? And I was reluctant to give a year. But I have to say, since yesterday's appalling attacks, I no longer think we are living in a golden period. I think the golden period is over. I think a crisis is looming. And the position of Jews around the world is fragile. And I have to say, right now, many of us are looking for a way out. We have given up hope that this country can be saved, not because of some rogue academics that exist in our university campuses, but because of mainstream elected politicians. They're the ones who have betrayed Jews. They're the ones who have betrayed, frankly, the values which underpin our country.
We have to leave it there. It's just taken my breath away. It really, really has. Thanks for joining us in the studio. It's just incredibly sad to hear such words like that. But thanks for your time. Thanks for coming in today, and I wish you full peace. We did, come here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
OK, that was the author Harry Saul Markham. And just to repeat, we're trying to get a statement from the Mayor's office on that story.